All right, let's get right into it. What we're looking at today isn't just your standard hero versus villain story. Nope, this is a head-on collision between two completely opposite ideas about what it even means to exist. It's the struggle to be someone versus the cold, quiet promise of becoming nothing at all.
And boom, we're thrown right into the deep end with this one line from the Sapphire Jester. You can just feel the condescension, can't you? This isn't just trash talk, it's his final verdict on the entire human experience.
So let's really set the stage for this philosophical brawl. We're calling it the confrontation. And this isn't a battle of swords or powers, really. It's a battle of ideas, raw existence versus the absolute, undeniable end of nothingness.
So where are we? We're at the very center of the Silent City, a place where it feels like even the air is holding its breath. Our hero, the very symbol of life and struggle, is broken on the ground. His life force is just fading out like the last embers of a fire. And standing over him, the Sapphire Jester, whose robes literally seem to drink the light out of the air. The power dynamic here is just absolute.
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the hero. For him, it's all about the struggle, right? It's about the soul, vitality, the sheer effort of being. But for the Jester, all of those things are just flaws in the system. His values are the total opposite. The void, the perfection of the number zero, and this absolutely terrifying idea he calls correction.
Okay, so let's dig into the first big piece of the Jester's philosophy. In his mind, there's a fundamental flaw in creation. This is where we get into why he genuinely believes that the entire human drive, our need to get better, to grow, to become more, is just a massive mistake. And wow, what a quote. Think about that metaphor. The Jester is looking at everything we value: ambition, love, art, progress, and he calls it a ladder of smoke. It's this image of a massive, pointless effort that has no substance and leads absolutely nowhere.
So here's the kicker. From his point of view, our entire journey of self-improvement is just a big illusion. He claims he's done what the rest of us are too scared to do. He's actually overcome the need to exist. He's not climbing that smoky ladder anymore. He just stepped off it completely to become something else. Pure, cold, unchanging order.
Which brings us to how he sees the soul. Remember, the hero is gasping, "I will never give up my soul to your void." To him, it's everything. But to the Jester, it's just a glitch. It's an error. It's like that annoying flicker of static on a TV screen in a room that's supposed to be perfectly, beautifully silent.
So if life is a struggle and the soul is just a glitch, what's the alternative? Well, that leads us to his gospel of zero. This is his big idea. He's not just destroying things, he's trying to establish a brand new ultimate value meant to replace everything else.
And get this. This is the title he gives himself, the Übermensch of the grave. Now that's a twisted take on a classic idea. The original Übermensch, or Superman, was supposed to be someone who creates new values to make life better. The Jester flips that on its head. He thinks he's become superior by creating and embracing the ultimate value of, well, of nothing, of non-existence.
And there it is. Simple, right? This is his masterpiece. The perfect number, the perfect state. Zero. See, his goal isn't just mindless destruction. It's a very methodical, very deliberate mission to achieve this absolute, silent, and, in his mind, perfect state of being.
Man, this line just perfectly sums up how he sees all of us. We like to think we're these unique masterpieces, right? A sculpture being carefully carved out of stone. He looks at us and sees something way more fragile, a block of ice, desperately and pointlessly just praying it doesn't melt.
Okay, so we're starting to get the why behind his philosophy. But what about the how? Well, now we get into his methodology of unmaking, the horrifyingly practical plan he has for making his vision of zero a reality.
To really get what he does, think of him as a sculptor in reverse. You know how a normal artist chips away at a block of stone to reveal a unique shape inside? While the Jester takes that unique, finished shape and systematically grinds it down until there's absolutely nothing special left.
And here's that process, step by step. First, you start with what they call a vibrant, complex gemstone. That's a unique person. Then, that gemstone gets ground down into a totally featureless gray powder. After that, the powder is mixed into a standardized cement. And the final result? Just another identical brick for some grand cosmic wall.
And remember when he said he'd provide the heat to melt that block of ice? Yeah, he wasn't being poetic. There's a chillingly technical name for what he does: microwave plasma gasification. It's a process he uses to convert a person's life force, their vitality, into something called syngas. And that gas is what literally fuels his robes. He consumes individuality to power his war against it.
So, where is all this headed? What's the ultimate point of this huge, terrifying plan? That brings us to the end game, what the Jester lovingly calls the piece of slurry.
Now, this is absolutely crucial to understand. From his perspective, he's not the bad guy. This is correction. He doesn't think he's destroying people at all. He believes he is perfecting them by removing the flaw of being an individual and merging everyone into one absolute conflict-free whole.
And that's the final stop for every soul he gets his hands on, the liquid slurry. This is his idea of peace, a completely homogeneous existence where every unique story, every name, every memory has been dissolved into a single, uniform collective.
And these are the final promises he makes to our dying hero. He's literally reframing total oblivion as a kind of salvation. The void has no ears for names. The wall has no room for individuals. And then that final, bone-chilling line, which he delivers like it's an act of mercy. You are finally being corrected. Welcome to peace.
Which leaves us right here, with the central question of this whole thing. If being an individual, with all its pain and its struggle and its failures, is the root of all suffering, then what is the actual price we'd have to pay for a guaranteed absolute peace? It's a pretty chilling thought to leave you with.